Hello, friends. This is Alina Holmquist, Business Services Accounting Supervisor. I want to talk with you about procurement cards, or P cards. These are the U.S. Bank credit cards that we use. To meet audit requirements, we have tightened internal controls and improved P card procedures. An updated P card manual and forms are posted on the Business Services Employee Resources webpage. We've clarified responsibilities, deadlines, protocols, and consequences for deficiencies. I'm going to cover some of the important changes. We're allowed to use P cards through our policy number 3700 on purchasing. The purchasing specialist issues the U.S. Bank P cards. Let's do some definitions. So the card custodian is the person responsible for the P card, and a card user is the person using the P card. So it's possible that we issue a card to a card custodian, they turn around and let a user check it out. So P cards are actually issued to department heads and school administrators, and additional cards are considered on a case-by-case basis. Anyone who uses a P card needs to sign a user agreement. However, when we're issuing the card to the card custodian, we will retain that signed user agreement. We'll also provide the card custodian with training. Here's some guidance on the use of P cards. Really, only employees can use P cards. Students, parents, and volunteers cannot use P cards. In addition, employees with violations such as unresolved charges, missing receipts, outstanding reconciliations should not be using P cards. In Section 3 of the P card manual, there's a list of allowable and prohibited purchases. You want to show your district identification badge when you're using the P card at stores. The back of the P card on the signature strip actually states CID. The transaction date is going to determine which fiscal year is charged, and again, our fiscal year runs 9/1 through 8/31. Orders may not be delivered home. This is for everyone's protection. And P cards get returned to the card custodian for summer. So basically the last day of school, they turn in the cards and the receipts. Now, if you need to purchase something over the summer with a credit card, contact the purchasing specialist. Any exceptions require advance approval of the purchasing specialist. We actually maintain a file of audit of exceptions to this. The card custodian is responsible for records and reconciliations. The card custodian will need to retain the signed user agreements and sign out logs at the department or building level. Those are not sent to accounts payable. The card custodian will be matching the P card user with the purchases. Monthly, a reconciliations of transactions will be performed. This can be accessed online throughout the month. The transactions need to be verified, codes need to be added, and it needs to designate use tax, especially when sales tax is missing. We need to compile the supporting documentation like the original itemized receipts, the pre-authorizations, packing slips, statements, etc. Both the card custodian and the supervisor will be reviewing the information and signing as authorization on the card holder activity report. Submit P card packet to accounts payable, and these P card packets must be complete. Here's some new and important deadlines. On the 11th of the month, the account codes are due. Enter the account codes and the tax information online. By the 14th of the month, the complete P card packet and the signed activity report are due to accounts payable. 5 days after the P card packets are due, we're going to finish our review and provide an urgent email to the card custodian and supervisor with a copy to the accounting supervisor regarding any concerns or deficiencies. A response and resolution will be required by the end of the month. Otherwise, the card will be suspended. The card custodian, supervisor, accounting supervisor, and the assistant superintendent of business services and operations will be notified. With advance written approval, the accounting supervisor may make exceptions for extenuating circumstances. There's a lot of great information in our P-card manual. Some of the steps that haven't changed, like what to do when a vendor declines a P-card, how to safeguard P-cards, what to do regarding transaction errors or reporting a fraud. Those are all great things within the P-card manual. Here's our contacts for administration of the P-cards. We have significantly increased our use of P-cards, and we need strong internal controls in place to protect this privilege. We so appreciate your help in implementing these additional controls.